Get ready for an explosive week in Walford, EastEnders fans. Halloween's chaos is just the beginning, and with secrets unraveling and lives on the line, you'll be glued to your screens wondering who will come out on top. As the spooky aftermath of an unforgettable Halloween settles in, Zoe Slater, Michelle Ryan, feels hunted once more, leaving her close friends Kat and Alfie Moon, Jesse Wallace and Shane Ritchie, scrambling to figure out if it's real or just another fabrication. Could this be Zoe's imagination running wild, or is there genuine danger lurking in the shadows? In another corner of Albert Square, Panesar-Unwin, Heather Peace, gets blindsided by a relic from her history, while Phil Mitchell, Steve McFadden, returns to a bombshell revelation about his roommate Nigel Bates, Paul Bradley, and let's just say, Phil's fury is palpable. On top of that, anxieties escalate for Kojo Asare, Deo Koleosho, and Harry Mitchell, Elijah Holloway, prompting Teddy Mitchell, Roland Manukian, to spill the beans to George Knight, Colin Salmon. And don't forget Anthony Trueman, Nicholas Bailey, who's clearly concealing something from his loved ones in the Trueman household. Dive into these EastEnders spoilers for Monday, November 3rd through Thursday, November 6th, 2025. Spoiler alert, things are about to get even messy, eh? Zoe Slater leans into her victim role amid Kat and Alfie's battle over reality. After a Halloween filled with unease, where Zoe suspects yet another threat aimed squarely at her, Kat goes all out to back her up, whereas Alfie insists there's no cause for alarm. Still, Zoe remains jittery and ventures out to connect with the private investigator tracking her missing son. When she gets back, Freddie Slater, Bobby Brazier, delivers heartbreaking news: her beloved kitten has vanished. Vicky Fowler, Alice Haig, can't help but laugh at the absurdity, but Anthony takes a gentler path, offering reconciliation after his clumsy prior attempt at romance with Zoe. At the Vic, the family is horrified as more photos are vandalized. Who's orchestrating this campaign of hatred, or is it all smoke and mirrors? Watching her daughter's distress mount, Kat sells her share of the limo business to Harvey to bankroll her own probe. She and Zoe then rendezvous with the PI, who brings fresh developments on the son's search. They return to Alfie investigating the photo saboteur, and after suspecting Bert and Ernie, he shocks them with his verdict: Zoe did it herself. Cornered, she confesses but pleads that she only messed with the images. Mid-explanation, a cryptic text arrives, claiming her cat has been taken. Kat recognizes Zoe's pattern of compulsive deceit and fears for her well-being. She arranges a get-together with Anthony, but it spirals into disaster, culminating in yet another outburst at the Vic's trivia evening. This storyline really pulls at the heartstrings, doesn't it? But here's where it gets controversial: is Zoe's lying a cry for help, or does it make her unreliable as a narrator? Many viewers might sympathize with Kat's desperation to uncover the truth, yet others could argue Zoe deserves more patience. And this is the part most people miss: the way her actions ripple through the family, turning support into suspicion. For beginners unfamiliar with EastEnders' rich history, Zoe's character has always been a roller coaster of drama, often blurring lines between victim and villain, which adds layers to these plot twists. Panesar-Unwin faces her prejudiced mother showing up. Tensions soar in Albert Square as Eve's mother, Norma, makes her entrance. As longtime fans know, their relationship has been strained, and dropping the news that Eve and her spouse Suki, Balvinder Sopal, are pursuing adoption won't be a walk in the park. Eve anxiously requests a recommendation from Norma, who reluctantly consents despite her doubts. They both strive to make a good impression, but Norma's skepticism about Eve's parenting abilities shines through. Arguments erupt, shaking Eve's resolve. Left with few options, Suki seeks comfort from an unlikely source: Lily Slater, Lilia Turner. This family clash highlights homophobia's real-world sting, making it a powerful episode for reflection. But here's the twist that might divide fans: should Norma be judged harshly for her views, or is her reaction a nuanced portrayal of generational conflict? It's a reminder that adoption stories and soaps often mirror societal debates, and beginners might appreciate how EastEnders uses these arcs to educate on acceptance and family dynamics. Subtly, one could argue Norma's reservations stem from protective instincts, sparking debate on whether prejudice is always wrong or sometimes rooted in fear. Phil Mitchell butts heads with Julie Bates following Nigel's arrest. Phil storms back into Albert Square, enraged to discover Nigel has been arrested and faces prison time. The unfortunate Nigel turned himself in after accidentally injuring Gina Knight, Francesca Henry, and Jasmine Fisher, Indiana Donaldson Holness, in a hit-and-run. In Phil's eyes, the culprit is Julie, Karen Henthorne, whom he accuses of negligence. But after talking to Jack Branning, Scott Massillon, he concedes he jumped to conclusions. The only one who might bail Nigel out is the cunning lawyer Richie Scott, Sion Weber. Later, Phil and Julie escort Nigel to a medical evaluation tied to the charges. This plot underscores the chaos of accidents and blame, a common soap trope that keeps things unpredictable. And this is where opinions might clash. Do you side with Phil's quick judgment, or does Julie deserve more understanding? For those new to the show, hit-and-run storylines like this often explore themes of accountability and redemption, expanding slightly to note how real-life cases in the UK highlight the importance of road safety and legal recourse. Kojo Asare steps in heroically to liberate Harry Mitchell. The drug-related tension escalates following Gina's hospital release. She notices George struggling to hide his worry over missing son Kojo, and Phil's denial of his work leave heightens the dread. Unbeknownst to them, Kojo is deeper in the drug ring, pressured by dealer Oki, Ayan Ibikunal Shadaru, to distribute. Alone with his close friend Harry, Kojo vows to aid his escape from captivity. Teddy, at his wits' end about his son's fate, comes clean to George and Jr., Micah Balfour. George immediately suggests involving the police, but concerns for Kojo's safety make him hesitate. In the hideout, Kojo seizes the chance to snatch the keys and free a weakened Harry, urging him to flee ahead before Oki returns. Nicola Mitchell, Laura Doddington, later tries to patch things up with George, but he declares their relationship finished. Yet Nick's troubles continue with a startling find. What could it be, you ask? This rescue mission is edge-of-your-seat stuff, emphasizing loyalty amid danger. But here's where it gets controversial. Is Kojo's involvement in drugs forgivable because he's helping a friend, or does it complicate his heroism? Many might root for him, but critics could point out the risks of glorifying such entanglements. For beginners, this mirrors how soaps tackle addiction and crime, perhaps adding that real-world examples like community programs for youth could offer escape routes from similar traps, encouraging viewers to think about prevention. Dr. Anthony Trueman guards a mystery while establishing himself in Walford. On the sidelines, Anthony seems evasive, and his family picks up on the odd vibe. Secrets don't last long in Walford. Patrick, Rudolph Walker, beams with joy as Anthony shares plans to stay put, having secured a full-time role at the Panesar House Clinic. Yet Patrick's instincts about his son's odd behavior prove spot-on when Anthony places a shady call. Who's on the other end? This secretive subplot builds intrigue, teasing bigger revelations. And this is the part most people miss, the subtle hints that Anthony's professional life might clash with his personal one, potentially leading to ethical dilemmas in a doctor's role. Read more. EastEnders confirms 2 victims for Nigel Bates' crash in BBC iPlayer release. Will they survive? https://www.radiotimes.com/tv/soap/eastenders/eastenders-nigel-crash-casualties-jasmine-gina-news update. EastEnders reveals Vicky Fowler's fate amid huge consequences for violent Joel Marshall in BBC iPlayer release. https://www.radiotimes.com/tv/soap/eastenders/eastenders-vicky-fowler-fate-revealed-joel-consequences-news EastEnders Lacey Turner addresses return after BBC soap exit. https://www.radiotimes.com/tv/soap/eastenders/Lacey-Turner-addresses-EastEnders-return-news update. Visit our dedicated EastEnders, https://www.radiotimes.com/tv/soap/eastenders page for all the latest news, interviews, and spoilers. Add EastEnders to your watch list on the Radio Times What to watch app, https://www.radiotime.com/download the app/afxb equals custom and PID equals website tense equals editorial content and is retargeting equals true and FRE engagement _window equals D.